Hey everyone, it is Reclaimer with the third and final Lutron video for our channel. Yes, we are finally here. The day is here. Someone actually can go downstairs and turn off the electric so I can change these switches. So, huzzah. Here's all the products we're going to be using today, like Bob Ross kind of says with the colors. We're not going to be using these hyper icon lights. We already put them in. So we've got a bunch of different Lutron regular switches, both single pole and 3-pole. We have a bunch of Lutron Caseta switches, which we have just regular on-off. And then we also have, let me see if I can find it, the dimmers as well. And I'm going to show you how we're going to be implementing those. What I'm not going to be showing you is how to install these into the switch for two reasons. Reason one, it's kind of a pain in the ass to film and also do electrical work. Number two, there are tons of videos on YouTube out there showing you how to install these switches, so I don't want to duplicate anything. What I am going to do though is I'm going to show you a before and after, and then we're going to show you and talk about how to program these with the Lutron Smart Bridge, which is inside the starter kit right here. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the before. So if you recall from our last video, we installed these Hyper Icon LED retrofit lights for our overhead lighting in our kitchen. Don't mind our kitchen right now, we just had delicious breakfast. So we're just going to show you before. So here are three switches that we have here. One of these turns on overhead lights, some overhead lights in the kitchen. One of these turns on the kitchen chandelier. And one of these turns on the hall light. The hall light is a 3-pole light. So I'm going to have to replace the switch here and the switch, where's my finger? Right there. I'm going to be replacing the switches out there, another 3-pole on and off. There we go. Another 3-pole on and off. And also a Lutron on-off Caseta switch for our outdoor porch lights. So this is going to have a Caseta dimmer. This is going to have a dumb on and off. This is going to have a dumb on and off. Moving along. This switch here also turns on some overhead lighting from the 3-pole switch that we just showed you. So what's going to happen here is a Pico remote is going to go in here. So we're actually going to remove the switch and use the Pico remote to go inside this box. It doesn't get wired to anything, which is pretty cool. And that's going to allow us to control the same lights as the Caseta dimmer on the other switch that I just showed you. Moving along. And finally, we're going to replace this switch with a Lutron Caseta dimmer because this turns on 2 overhead lights. And this one's just going to be a simple dumb on and off switch because it's like a special purpose light. So we're going to be using 2 dimmers. We're going to be using 1 regular Lutron Caseta. And then we're going to be using some dumb switches as well. So we'll go ahead, get started. All right, everybody. So we finally have our Caseta lights installed. We just had Thanksgiving, so the kitchen's a little bit of a mess, but don't mind it. Alright, so here we go. Dumb switch, Caseta switch. Not quite flush here, but I'm okay with it. So it works in a quote-unquote dumb fashion. If I hit this, turns them off. If I hit on, turns them on. Now I'm going to start dimming down. And then off. It's kind of hard to tell with the other lights on, but so we had this installed. We have a dimmer on our porch light out there as well. Let's go over here. Pico remote, which also controls the lights that we just showed you. Let me go ahead and turn it off now. And we'll dim up. Dim up, that really doesn't make much sense, and full power. So that was programmed through the Lutron app. And then we also have a dimmer switch here, which controls some of these lights here. But I just showed you the dimming operation. So here's something interesting. Again, don't mind our dishes. It's okay. Thanksgiving. Here's something that's really interesting about this install. So I went ahead and I took out the old switches here. and there was a black wire that was basically pigtailed from here to here. And I took that out. And all of a sudden, none of the lights in our kitchen worked. And our hall light was out. And I was like, what the hell did I do? And I kept racking my brain and racking my brain. And I called upon an electrician friend of mine. And he basically said that by removing that, we cut power to pretty much the entire circuit up here, because it follows along these lights and continues on, you know, through the rest of the circuit. So I made a boo-boo. We figured it out. And now I have working switches. If I go over to my wonderful Uber Duber Echo device here, I can tell it to turn the lights off. Alexa, turn off the kitchen lights. She didn't like that. Alexa, turn off the kitchen lights.
Okay.
Oh, look, she did it. Alexa, turn the kitchen lights to 20%. I don't know if she'll do this.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, she did it. Alexa, turn the kitchen lights off.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty cool. So that is about it for our Lutron Caseta smart switch install video, just showing you, like I said, how we have it set up here in the house. If you have questions about it, please leave a comment, because this whole project, which I thought was going to take me about an hour, took me several days. So I'm pretty well versed in this now. I'm not going to show you how to actually install the wiring, because one, it's a pain in the ass, and two, there are tons of videos out there from Lutron that shows you how to wire these things correctly. If you have questions, again, please leave a comment. If you like it, like it. If not, that's okay too. From Reclaimer to you, hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and we'll talk soon.